It's easy to lose motivation when your book isn't selling and nothing seems to change. But the truth is, you're often just a few small tweaks away from completely different results. In today's video, I'm going to review multiple real Amazon KDP listings from our KDP community and uncover what's holding them back and walk through the same changes you can make to boost your visibility, rankings, and sales. All right, so let's get right into this video. And just quickly, in case you're new to this channel, Cleo and I have sold over 240,000 books between our different KDP accounts. And we also have a free authors Facebook group with 230,000 members in it. And with our self-publishing Titans tools, we have helped over 300,000 authors publish their books on Amazon. So that's just a little thing about us. And let's look at this first book here. So this book, as we can see with the Chrome extension here, has a bestseller rank of almost 2.5 million and is currently not getting any royalties and not getting any sales. So let's figure out all of the reasons why so this can be turned around. So we'll start off by looking at the title, which says Lint, Socks, and Rock, Paper, Scissors, Strange Competitions Where Passion Meets Absurdity. So overall, there's a couple things I'm already spotting here. One is that it looks like we have two titles here, which is kind of odd and unusual and definitely not a common practice. But then the most important thing here, since this looks like a kind of medium content book, we don't have any actual exact match keywords in the title or subtitle. So that's one thing that is definitely a big missed opportunity here. So let's try and see what this book is about. Fictional essays and academic papers. So I still don't fully know what this book is about. Laugh out loud journey through the most absurdly overanalyzed aspects of daily life. So this description is also not making it clear, and the first few lines should already make it crystal clear. And the other thing is the bullet points should definitely be at the top. And instead of having 5 bullet points, which is just overwhelming and too much, you should just have 5. Having 5 bullet points is kind of the most common practice on Amazon. So that's what I would do here. But this definitely has to explain it much simpler and much faster and much sooner than what we currently have here. The only thing that could be a potential keyword is rock, paper, scissors book, but the rest really is not. So this title just doesn't make it clear, which when it comes to new readers or potential buyers, the title has to make enough sense for them to actually click on it and then want to buy it. So first you have to have the keywords, so the Amazon search algorithm knows what the book is about. And then when someone is typing in that keyword on Amazon, then Amazon has to show your listing to it. And then from that point, the potential buyer has to decide whether or not they're going to click on your listing or not. So to have a high click-through rate, which is the only way you can actually get sales, you have to have a good title that makes sense or it creates interest. And the same goes for the cover. So looking at the cover here, the colors are nice, the icons are nice, the design is definitely creative. But it also doesn't tell me what this book is about. So seeing this myself, I would give it an A+ on creativity and just the layout itself. But explaining or showing what this book is about, definitely a missed opportunity here. And even more so on the back cover. So the back cover should show some examples of what this book is about, maybe show some pages or some quotes or just whatever this book is about, it should show it here, which will definitely make it more clear. So moving along here, we have A+ content. And the first thing that sticks out is that this looks really professional, really nice quality. So your design is definitely not the problem. I like the colors, I like the font, I like the black and the red. Nice quality mock-ups here. And I guess this is probably some of what the book is about. Metaphysical implications of missing puzzle piece, bubble wrapped holes, belly button lint. So I guess it's supposed to be funny. I still don't fully get what this is supposed to be. So maybe I'm just having a bad or tired day, but if I can't understand what this book is about, I'm guessing there's at least one other person that also doesn't understand what this book is about. And ideally, your book listing should be self-explanatory for every single person. So if not everyone can understand what the book is about or what the listing is about, then there will be others too. So definitely a missed opportunity. I must say, I really like your design skills. So I feel like if you just learn how to do proper keywords, proper titles, descriptions, just the boring stuff, I think you could have a really good feature on Amazon just because this looks really great. Looking at your categories, this is also important because Amazon uses that to understand what your book is about, and it uses it part of the search algorithm. So it has to be matching categories that really make sense and are relevant and not random ones. So here it says absurdist fiction, maybe parody seems like a really good one. Humor essays seem really good. So that's really good. I would probably change that out, and maybe you can put that under jokes if there's jokes in it or funny things, or just something similar to parody and humor. I think that'd be good, but you did good on these others. And well done for having reviews, which is great. Looking at your author image, looks like you chose a great picture, has some character to it, and you have a description about yourself, which is wonderful. So your design is definitely great. The main thing is just keywords and the rest of your listing that needs to be improved, and just clarity of your niche and product. So I hope that is helpful, and let's look at the next one. So this book has never gotten a single sale. So let's figure out why. So this time we're going to look at the cover, which stood out to me in a bad way, unfortunately. Obviously, I'm trying to be nice, but just give good constructive criticism. So I just have to be open and honest about it. So here we can see this is something about Jesus. I guess we can look at the title here quickly. So My Quiet Time with Jesus, prayer journal with pages set aside for gratitude, reflection, and prayer. So I'm not going to cover the title yet. I'll finish looking at the cover. So when I look at a water drop, I don't think of Jesus. And when I see like graffiti or paint font, I also don't think of Jesus. So I definitely feel like this is kind of totally random. It doesn't suit Jesus or religion. This cover just doesn't communicate that. And when you make a book, the cover should always communicate what the niche is about or what the title is saying. And this is definitely a complete miss, unfortunately. And then the other thing here is that we're kind of covering the subtext here. So strength in, saves, and loves you. It's almost like covered by the font here. The L is covered by the S here. And then the U is right above the water drop. And then the S and the G here and the T, they're also covered slightly by the font. So definitely not the nicest. And then we also have 3 different fonts. So quiet is one font, strength is a different font, and Jesus is a different font. And it's just way too much going on with the fonts. So the cover is for sure one of the 2 main reasons we're not getting any sales, because I can't imagine who would want to buy this book instead of another book that looks probably much nicer. Once again, I'm not trying to be harsh or rude. I'm just trying to really just bring this point across that your cover really has to be really great, has to be top quality, has to look nice, because otherwise people will not want to buy it compared to another book. So now let's look at the title here. So My Quiet Time with Jesus. The title sounds okay, but then here we have the first thing. I don't know why we have a period at the end. That's not necessary and kind of random. And the title is all capitalized correctly, but then we stopped capitalizing the words in the subtitle. So it's also just not proper and professional and just inconsistent with the title. And then the other thing is prayer journal is fine, but it's not niche down enough. So what we want to do is look at all of the Amazon search suggestions, and for that we're using the Self-Publishing Titans Chrome extension, and we're using this one right here. This is the brand new one, which replaces the 2 prior ones, and this one is getting all of the updates and upgrades to it, so definitely switch over to that one. And if you have any of these, you can uninstall those. But here we can see all the search suggestions, the estimated search volume, the search results, aka your competitors, and then our demand and opportunity scores. And what we want is something with a demand and opportunity of at least 5. 5 or higher would be the ideal scene here. So we can see Prayer Journal for Kids only has 1,600 competitors. Demand is a 6, opportunity is a 9. So that's kind of what we're looking for. There's lots of great niches here. So prayer journal with pages is just not what people are searching for. So we also just have a wrong keywords, or maybe not wrong, but just not a long tail exact match keyword, which is what we need. And having that in your title or a subtitle is really important for low content books, because it helps with the search algorithm, but 2, it also helps getting a higher click-through rate, because if a potential buyer is browsing on Amazon looking for a prayer journal for kids, for example, and the title already says Prayer Journal for Kids, they can see that what they're looking for is an exact match, and that's what they're looking for, so they're very likely to click on your listing. So definitely want to fix that. Your description looks okay, but there's a few things we can do to improve that. And the first thing that stands out is that your bullet points are kind of squashed with the bottom text and the text above it. So a much nicer way to implement that is having a space between the first paragraph and then having the bullet points, and then having a space just below the last bullet point. And that will just separate the bullet points more from the description, and it will make it stand out more. And here it looks like you have about 7 bullet points, or maybe 8. So what you want to do is figure out your top 5 bullet points and then only having those. Maybe some can be combined, maybe some are not really important. So that's what I would look at. So here you say soft paperback cover, but Amazon already says that right after the title. So that one would be not really needed. So there's some tips there. And then looking at your A+ content, I don't see any. So that's the big missed opportunity, because you want to showcase your interior pages, especially for low content books or puzzle books or activity books or coloring books. You just want to show some example pages so someone can see what they're getting, because just looking at the cover, they can't see what the book is about. So a potential buyer always wants to look inside the book. So you definitely want to do that in the A+ content. And then we also don't have any reviews. So to fix that, you can go to selfpublishingtitans.com and click on the Advanced Reader Copy service that we launched recently, or any other alternative that you find more suitable, just whatever you find best. And that would be my feedback for this one. Now, if you're new to Amazon KDP and you're looking for free KDP resources or free tools or free training, then you can go to selfpublishingtitans.com/free. I also have a link down below in the description. And if you want me to review one of your books, you can go to selfpublishingtitans.com/review and submit your book to me right here. And I would love to help you as well. This is for free. And otherwise, please leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe, because I make these videos every single day. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.